On your screen right now is a viral 3D simulation that has racked up millions of views across social media. It pits the current king of sprints, Noah Lyles, against the digital ghost of prime Usain Bolt. The race starts. They explode from the blocks. For a moment, it looks close. But then the yellow avatar of Bolt does what Bolt always did. He swallows the track. He opens his stride. He pulls away. The clock stops. Bolt 19.19. Lyles 19.31. The simulation confirms what the comments section has been screaming for 2 years. Noah Lyles is not him. The computer has spoken. The math is done. The king is still the king, and the new guy is just a loud pretender chasing a ghost he can never catch. But here is the twist. The simulation is wrong. Well, it's not wrong about the winner, but it is hiding a glitch in the matrix, a tiny microscopic data point that suggests Noah Lyles has actually done the impossible. Buried in the split times of that digital race is a secret that terrifies the purists. It suggests that while Usain Bolt is the fastest man in history, Noah Lyles might be doing something that physically shouldn't be possible. The simulation reveals the truth, just not the truth you think. If you want to understand how a man with asthma, ADHD, and a chaotic personality broke the code of human speed, hit that subscribe button right now. We are about to dismantle the myth of the fastest man alive. To understand the glitch, you have to understand the silence. When Usain Bolt retired in 2017, he didn't just leave the track. He took the oxygen with him. Track and field became a ghost town. The sport was done. It was flat. It was invisible. We had fast runners. We had Christian Coleman. We had Fred Curley. But nobody cared. Excellence without narrative is boring. And for 6 years, track and field was the most boring sport on earth. Then came the villain. Noah Lyles didn't just want to win races. He looked at the empty stadium and realized that being fast wasn't enough. He had to be hated. This is the heel turn. In professional wrestling, a heel is the bad guy who grabs the microphone and insults the local crowd just to sell tickets. They want you to pay money to watch them get punched in the face. Lyles looked at the NBA. He looked at the NFL. He saw the massive rolling thunder of American sports culture, and he decided to stand in front of the train. August 26, 2023, Budapest. Lyles had just won the triple, 100 meters, 200 meters, 4x100 relay. He stood on the podium, grabbed the mic, and dropped the quote that would set the internet on fire. "You know, the thing that hurts me the most is that I have to watch the NBA Finals and they have world champion on their head. World champion of what? The United States?" He wasn't done. "Don't get me wrong, I love the US at times, but that ain't the world. We are the world." Boom. The trap was shut. The reaction was instant. It was violent, and it was exactly what he wanted. The NBA Avengers assembled to crush him. Kevin Durant, one of the greatest scorers in basketball history, commented, "Somebody help this brother." Devin Booker dropped a facepalm emoji. Aaron Gordon from the Denver Nuggets said, "Whatever, I'm smoking buddy in the 200 meter. Even Drake, the global icon who usually ignores track athletes unless they are winning gold medals in Toronto, jumped in. He thought this speech was going to be so hard in the mirror the night before, now the whole league doesn't rate you. Think about that. Drake is talking about a sprinter. Kevin Durant is talking about a sprinter. Lyles had successfully hijacked the algorithm of a multi-billion-dollar industry. He took the massive attention of the NBA and siphoned it into his own gas tank. He wasn't just a runner anymore. He was a cultural lightning rod. But here is the danger of playing the villain. If you talk that much trash, you have to be the best in the world. And that brings us back to the ghost. You can fight Kevin Durant on Twitter. That is easy. Fighting the ghost of Usain Bolt is a different math problem. The viral 3D simulations produced by Motion Athletes show the brutal reality of this matchup. They visualize the impossible math required to beat Bolt's 9.58 seconds and 19.19 seconds records. When you watch the simulation, you see two different species of human. Usain Bolt is the glider. He is 6'5". He covers the 100 meters in just 41 steps. He looks relaxed. He looks like he is jogging while moving at 27 miles per hour. Noah Lyles is the motor. He is 5'11". He has asthma. He has shorter legs. He cannot cover the ground in 41 steps. He has to take 47 steps. He has to work harder for every single meter. The simulation shows Bolt winning the 100 meter easily, 9.58 seconds versus 9.79 seconds. It's not even close. That is a 2-meter gap. But the 200 meters, that is where the glitch happens. And this is the part the simulation doesn't explain to you. Let's look at the data. In 2009, Usain Bolt ran the 200-meter world record in Berlin, 19.19 seconds. He ran the first 100 meters in 9.92 seconds. He ran the second 100 meters, the flying split, in 9.27 seconds. Now look at Noah Lyles. In 2022, at the World Championships in Eugene, Lyles broke the American record with a time of 19.31 seconds. He ran the first 100 meters in 10.15 seconds. He ran the second 100 meters in 9.16 seconds. Yes, 9.16! Noah Lyles ran the second half of the race faster than Usain Bolt did during his absolute peak world record performance. This is the secret ingredient. This is the anomaly. Lyles is technically slower out of the blocks. He is slower around the curve. But once he is upright, once he is in his drive phase, he is holding speed better than Bolt. The simulation shows Bolt winning because Bolt built such a massive lead in the first 100 meters, 9.92 versus 10.15. That Lyles runs out of the track trying to catch him. But the data proves that Lyles has surpassed Bolt in the specific phase of speed endurance. He is the king of deceleration. Sprinting isn't about speeding up at the end. Nobody speeds up at the end. It's about slowing down less than everyone else. And nobody slows down less than Noah Lyles. This single data point fuels his entire main character delusion. He knows the record is vulnerable. He knows if he can just fix his start, if he can just fix the curve, the 19.19 is done. Lyles understood that to truly cash in, he had to double down on the spectacle. He stopped trying to be cool. He started being weird. This is the Yu-Gi-Oh strategy. During the Olympic trials and the Paris Games, Lyles started pulling trading cards out of his tracksuit before races. He revealed pieces of Exodia, the Forbidden One. If you aren't a nerd, let me explain. In the lore of Yu-Gi-Oh, Exodia is an instant win condition. If you draw all 5 pieces, the game is over. You win. He revealed the head. He revealed the arms. He flashed the blue eyes white dragon. This wasn't random. This was targeted subculture marketing. Track and field is filled with stoic, serious athletes who act too cool for school. The NBA is filled with fashion icons. Lyles went the other way. He signaled to every nerd, every anime fan, and every kid who felt alienated from traditional sports that he was one of them. He became the world's fastest nerd. Reddit threads on Yu-Gi-Oh subreddit blew up discussing the value of his cards. People who had never watched a 200-meter heat were tuning in to see which card he would pull next. He weaponized his neurodivergence. Lyles has ADHD. He has dyslexia. He was hospitalized for asthma as a child, with his mother sleeping upright back-to-back with him just so he could breathe. He took that trauma and turned it into a survivor narrative. He framed his main character energy not as arrogance, but as the necessary overcompensation of a kid who was told he was broken. And then he sold it to Netflix. The docu-series Sprint was the final piece of the puzzle. The show framed Lyles as the protagonist and everyone else, specifically the quiet Jamaican sprinters, as the antagonists. It highlighted his beef with the world. It showed his delusion. It showed him talking to himself. I win. I know I will win. It was brilliant. Viewers who watched Sprint tuned in to the Olympics for one reason, to see if the loud guy from Netflix would actually back it up. August 4, 2024, Stade de France, the 100-meter final. This was the moment of truth. The heel had talked the talk. The anime had played his cards. Now he had to run. The race started. Lyles was in 0.178 seconds. It was tied for the worst reaction time in the entire field. At 40 meters, he was in last place, dead last. The haters were ready. The memes were drafted. The NBA Twitter accounts were hovering over the send button. Then the glitch kicked in. Between 60 meters and 100 meters, Lyles hit a top speed of 27.09 miles per hour. It was the highest velocity in the race. He began to swallow the field. He leaned at the line. It was too close to call. We waited. The stadium held its breath. The silence was heavy. Then the screen flashed. Lyles 9.784, Thompson 9.789. He won by 0.005 seconds, 5,000ths of a second. The Omega Scanovision photo finish showed his torso crossing the line millimeters ahead of Kishane Thompson's foot. He hadn't led the race for a single meter until the final pixel. He had vindicated the trash talk. He had backed up the world champion claim. He was the fastest man in the world. But the real victory wasn't the gold medal. The real victory was the bank account. Most elite sprinters are broke. The average pro runner makes between $80,000 and $100,000 a year. They live race to race. Lyles broke that system too. In February 2025, he signed a contract extension with Adidas. It is reported to be the richest contract in the sport since Usain Bolt. Industry estimates put it north of $10 million total value. He created a 20 times multiplier on his market value. Why? Because Adidas isn't paying for the 9.79. They are paying for the headlines. When Lyles beefs with Tyreek Hill from the Miami Dolphins, challenging him to a race that never happens, Adidas wins. When Lyles gets roasted by Drake, Adidas wins. When Lyle wears a Yu-Gi-Oh card and it goes viral on Reddit, Adidas wins. He decoupled his earning potential from his race times. Usain Bolt got paid because he was loved. He was the guy you wanted to have a beer with.